Good evening, everyone. For those who do not know me, I am Kiran David. I am the son of Mr. Satyavathi David. And on behalf of my father, Mr. David Rabi Selvan, my sister, Aruna, Swaroop, and the rest of my family, I want to thank you, everyone from the bottom of my heart, for being here today. Your presence, your prayers, and your support mean more to us than words can express. We are gathered here not just to mourn a loss, but to celebrate the extraordinary life of my mother. She was a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a sister, a teacher, and above all, a woman of deep faith and unconditional love. Just a small history of my mom for the unknown. She was born on September 7th, 1956 in Gopalpuram, West Godavari. She is the eldest to 4 children. She had 2 brothers and 1 sister. And being the eldest means she carried the responsibilities very early in her life because her father was in Gujarat working to provide for the family, and she was along with the mother, Mrs. Bhagyavati, took a great care of raising that home, raising the siblings, guiding them, and supported them in every way to make them settle in their life. So she was the ideal eldest child. She was steady, she was responsible, she was dependable to them. Later on, she moved to pursue a career here in Hyderabad, and she was a teacher. Teaching was more than a job for her, it was a part of her character. She believed in shaping lives and with patience. And then she met my father, and they were married on February 14th, 1983. Together, they built a life which was filled with love, resilience, and faith. And I was born in 1987, and I just want to mention that she had almost like, I was like the 8th one. She had 7 abortions because of her health issues. Doctors said to not put trust and adopt someone. But as many of them shared, that is her first fighting spirit. She said, no, I will have, and I am a testament to her life, a sacrifice. And in 1989, she had my sister, even with a lot of struggles. And during this conception, she had diabetes, which kind of continued throughout her life. Not only that, she had a hernia in this operation, and which kind of stayed throughout her life. So the struggles of her health kind of started from there, but I just kind of wanted to point like that. But even instead of all that, from the very beginning, she poured herself into raising us with love, sacrifice, and prayer. She wasn't just a mother to us. She was our first teacher, our confidant, our biggest supporter, and our guiding light. I thought a lot about this theology, what do I can talk on for hours and hours, but I want to give some key points for you to take away. And I've kind of summarized into 3 points. That 3 points are her life qualities. And those are she loved us unconditionally. Number 2, she prayed without ceasing. And number 3, she gave cheerfully. So on the first one, she loved unconditionally, her love knew no bounds. Not just for family or for friends, neighbors and even strangers. Even when I'm getting all the condolences messages, many people from our church and elsewhere, she was irrespective of social status, she used to encourage us, she used to help us, she kind of helped us financially, helped us spiritually. She was a guiding light to many, and of all that, she loved them unconditionally. And many people say that I am a carbon copy of her, but as I said, I learned from the best. I can never truly match her, but I just try each day to carry forward a legacy to love people unconditionally the way she loved us. Even in the last days, when she was so close to death and in the suffering bed, one of my last discussions with her was, she was like, I'll tell in Telugu, so it's kind of, because I want to put her exact words. Kirana, నా టైం అయిపోయిందిరా, కానీ మీరందరూ బాగుండాలి, మీ పిల్లలందరూ బాగుండాలి, ఇదే నా కోరిక. So even she never cared about her, and daddyని చూసుకో, I mean, she never said like, do this for me, do that for me. All she talked about my kids, my sister, her kids, and my father. That was the testament of her unconditional love, a love as true as Christ Jesus himself. The second thing I want to emphasize on is she prayed without ceasing. My she was a convert, as she said, but I've never seen a stronger Christian than her in my life. And that is she's the biggest pillar of faith in my life. She was the anchor, as I said, like, even though, like, when she was suffering through many trials and like all of the body pains, like, she used to pray without ceasing, never complaining on God, but, and also one thing I want to mention here is she never prayed for herself, like, God take away this pain, God do that. Because she trusted in God. She knew God will. All she did was she prayed for us. She prayed for me, my kids. I even remember, like, when my kids were, like, when my kids were not even born, like, when they were in the stomach. She said that, Kiran, I see a girl with a bangle, and she's going to turn into a beautiful woman of God. And we had a boy and a girl twin, that was the testament. Like, God used to speak to her, and she used to tell her about so many prophecies which God professed on her. And she, as I said, like, there was no time for praying. I mean, every time she used to sit on sofa, she used to pray. Morning, get up, pray. The only memory I have of my mother is praying. Praying. Even in the last days on her deathbed, she was praying. As I said, not for her, but for us. She taught me what praying without ceasing is. She taught me what prayer can do. She taught me that prayer can move mountains. And whatever I am in my life or my family is all because of our prayers. And Mom, we are so grateful for that. And the third thing I also want to mention was she gave cheerfully. Like, as many of, mentioned, like, she came from a very humble background. It can be very easy to store up money, but she chose heavenly riches. Whatever small amount we had, she taught me right from the very early stage, like, the 10% goes to God, irrespective of what. And not only that, like, whatever amount we had left over in savings, because my dad was so much involved in ministry, there were so many ministers who used to come and stay in our home. So I used to see that, like, she used to give to them willingly and happily. And I used to say, Mom, like, we only have this, so how are we going to survive this month? She used to say that God will provide. And today, when I'm here in this stage, I have no fear of my future. The main reason is I know that I've seen my mom. If I have money, if I don't have money, I know that when God has taken my mom, he can take me. And that is the impact she had in my life. She taught me, like, giving is important, but even more than giving is to give cheerfully, impact people's life. And that is what I learned. As I said, she is also a woman of incredible strength. Her health struggles began many years ago, but the last 2 to 3 years have been like a really taxing on us and her. I still remember, like, in the month of March this year, she was in Yashoda, and she had 3 surgeries back to back, where each surgery lasted more than 10 hours, attended by over 20 to 30 doctors. The doctors were like, we've never seen such critical case. But she came through all those surgeries rightfully. I know she suffered through a lot. There were a lot of tubes going into her body and everything. But I knew that, God was holding on to her. And even through all the pain, all the suffering she went through, the way she upholded God, and every day was like, I can never forget that. She was like, she proved everything, like, once and again, that strength and perseverance, that is the definition of her life. And as I said, like, she could have become bitter and she could have complained, but she showed me what faith is. Faith, what is trusting. Trust God in all circumstances. Praise Him even in pain. Showing love even when it's costly, and showing love even when you're dying. Her life shaped mine. I never wanted to be an engineer, but she wanted me to be an engineer. I said, Mom, I'll do some small thing, but she gave me the confidence. And even through in my life, I faced many challenges. I wanted to quit, but when I closed my eyes, the only person who used to come in front of me was my mom. I talked to her every day. Like, even though I'm so far, we used to talk on hours for phone where she was guiding me, and she was kind of helping me through my life, through my decisions. And that is the biggest sad point for me, is like, I don't know who I'm going to talk to now from day forward. When I'm going to drive to my office, that's going to fill my heart with the void which my mom has left. But I know that she's watching me from heaven and she will speak to my heart. Thank you, Mom. And I just wanted to say, like, today, whatever I am, whatever lives I was able to touch, whatever I was able to give, everything started from my mom. I learned from her. And I want to carry forward a legacy. She lives not just in me or my sister, but also through her 6 grandchildren, whom she loves very dearly. One of the final words she said was, Kiran, not only your 3 kids, Aruna's kids also are your kids. Take care of them. I know that, Mom, and I'll do that. So that was her love. She loved her grandkids dearly, seeing their photos, seeing their videos, and that was what kept her going. Thank you, Mom, for all your love. And my youngest son his name is Jaden Satya Kiran. I put his name as a tribute to her because of the lasting impact she made on my life. And I cannot end this without honoring my father. For the last 20 years, I saw my dad. He stood faithful by my mother's side. He cared for her. He sacrificed for her. He loved her without complaint. Dad, you have shown me what true love looks like, what is patience, what is being selfless, what is enduring. Thank you for taking care of my mom. I know as a son I have to be next to her, but you filled that void also. And I'm so grateful for you for that. I know it's easy to give up, but he's 72. He's so tired, but never ever, even now, like even in having his arthritis, the way he struggled, days and nights he used to sleep on a small bed next to the hospital. He has to have back pain, but never complained. I mean, I'm proud to be raised by such parents and to carry forward the legacy. And as I want to close, I want to say thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you all the friends. Thank you all the relatives and everyone who prayed for us, who stood by us during my mother's hospitalization, during her struggles, and everyone who even attended here. Like, we couldn't have made it without your prayers, your presence, your support, and everything. Thank you for this. Thank you for us making throughout this season. Thank you once again for everything. And I just want to say, Mom, we miss you so deeply, Mom, but we celebrate you. We honor you. And we take comfort that in knowing that you're with Lord. And we know that you will be looking down from heaven and will be blessing us every day. And I promise you, I will carry forward your legacy. What you taught me is not going to go in vain. I'm going to instill that in my life, my children, and whoever I'm going to touch. And we will make sure that we carry forward your legacy. Thank you, everyone. We have dinner for you. Please have some dinner. Have some. And thank you once again for coming. We appreciate that.